Next question, answer in brief. See class, I'm not going to give you all the answers. Some I will give you, but not all. Some of them you are going to try. Clear? In If there is high tide at 7 a.m., find the timings of the next high and low tides on the same day at a given place. Okay, so what will be your answer? If there is high tide at 7 a.m., find the timings of the next high and low tides on the same day at a given place. Now this you should know. Why? Because what is the difference of timing? It is of 12 hours 25 minutes. Do you remember? Yes. So if there is high tide at 7 a.m., the timings of the next low tide, okay, will be approximately 1:12 p.m. and 7:25 p.m. respectively. Okay, so this is your answer. Please do the calculation, find it out, and then write down the answer. If there is high tide at 7 a.m. Okay, then when will be next high tide and low tide? So high tide will be at 1 and low tide will be at 7:25 p.m. Okay, understood? Second question, if at Mumbai 73° east meridian, if at Mumbai 73° east meridian, there is high tide at 1 p.m. on Thursday, then on which other meridian will there be high tide to? State the reason. Do you remember? Opposite meridian. Yes, do you remember what will be the opposite meridian of 73° east? Come on, tell me. 73° east meridian, opposite to it. What will be the answer? I'm not going to tell you the complete answer over here. Only I will tell you. If, okay, see, Thursday, then on which other meridian will there be the high tide to? Opposite to 73° east meridian is 107° west meridian. This is, what is the reason behind that? Because this meridian is exactly opposite to 73° east. So how will you write the answer? You will write the whole answer, then you will write it is 107° west meridian, and the reason is a place on the earth located at the opposite point of the place experiencing high or low tide also experience high or low tide respectively at the same place. 107° west meridian is exactly opposite to the 73° east meridian. Understood? Understood, all of you? Explain the reason for the generation of waves. Now this answer you all should tell me. Explain the reason for the generation of waves. Mainly wind. First reason, it will be wind. Okay, you will write it in complete sentence. First main reason is wind. And what are the other reasons we saw, class? Just now we saw it. Can you? Sometimes sea waves are also generated due to earthquakes or volcanic eruption occurring below the floor of the sea. So this will be your answer. Okay. The what are the reason? First reason, main reason is wind, and sometimes waves can be generated due to the earthquakes or volcanic eruption. In this way you will write the answer. Now question 4. Now see here, this is actually the question which you have to do it on your own. How much you have understood this, the lesson, will come to know. In what way will the following depend on the tides? Now see here means swimming, fishing, steering a ship, salt pans, going to coastal areas for trips. So, in what way will the following depend on the tides? For all these things, swimming, fishing, how will they depend on the tide? Is it necessary to look the timings of the tide if they are going to do all these activities? Hmm? So, what will be your answer? How will you write? So, I'm just discussing the answer with you all. You can note down the points and then write down the answer. Clear? See, in what way will the following depend on the tides? First, swimming. So, while entering the sea, one must take adequate when one is going for a swimming. So, he or she must be careful about the timings of tides. Swimming in a deep sea during tides can lead to a serious accidents. Okay, during high tide it is always safe to swim in shallow waters near coast. So it is not really very easy to swim at the time of high tides. So one should take care and ask or know the timings of tides when they are going for swimming. Next is steering a ship. Okay, now see, ship can move up to the port during the high tides. Therefore, one must steer a ship by taking into account the timings of the tides. So, this is it. They can go. Ships can go towards the port when it is high tide, so that the rocky, whatever, if there is any rock or what, it does not distract it. So, one should take into account of the timings of tides. Fishing. Okay, with the high tides, fish move into creeks. Yes, this we have seen. Therefore, fishing is largely carried out by the time of high tide. Yes, fishing is mostly carried out during the high tide because when high tide is there, the water it moves up and the fish they come along and they are caught into the creeks. That's why. Hmm? Salt pans. During the high tide, seawater can be stored in salt pans. From this water, salt can be obtained. Yes, high tide water comes in the coast, and if it is a low-lying area, the water remains there, and when the water goes back at the time of low tide, the water is accumulated over there, and salt can be obtained from that. Going to coastal areas for trips. Yes, now means recently many times we hear the news of stu students, children's, boys, girls, they go to trip for trip in the coastal areas. But it's not really very safe. Okay. While going to coastal areas for trips, one must have details about the timings of tides, structure and slope of the coast. Yes, slope, structure. How is it? Is it rocky? Is it dangerous? Rocky areas, streams near the coast before entering the seawater for enjoyment. Means one should not really just go like that or enter like that into the sea or ocean. They should be aware of the things. Okay. So this is how in one line you all are going to write about all this, and please, it's very much compulsory that you are going to do this, okay, for homework. Understood, all of you? Clear, class? Did you understood? Compulsory this question in your own words. You are going to do it for homework. Clear?